Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes. Relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for Sistas, okay? It is all about who you know. Season 5, Episode 5. Child, let me tell y'all something. They trying to work my nerves. They trying to run up my blood pressure. Okay, I need y'all to understand, to come in here, or rather, I should say, make me understand what is going on, because I'm tired of it. Okay, I'm tired of all these men up here. Okay, get rid of Gary. I feel like I say this every single time, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna say it till I can't say it no daggone more. Get rid of Gary. Okay, get rid of Hayden. Run them over, child. Bring every truck that there is, every car that there is, every bus that there is, and just keep letting them run them over until there's no daggone truck, car, or bus left, okay? So they're smashed to the ground like they in a daggone cartoon where they be smashed, okay, like pancakes. That's what I want to see, all right? Beat them to the daggone white meat. I'm sick of it, all right? As a matter of fact, just kill them off. I'm sorry. Just be done with them, okay? Off with their heads, off with their heads, off with their heads, off with their heads, okay? And Mr. Daggone Robin, honey, you out here trying to get freaking cute because you in your daggone feelings, honey, want to question people and get all disrespectful and nasty. You, my sir, can get your behind kicked, okay? I'm not going to ask for you to be killed yet. But I'm going to say, get this ass kicking, okay, this warning, because you are out of order. You are playing your daggone self, all right? Instead of Madam coming and helping them with Sabrina, or maybe she could do a 2-for-1, child, okay? Help with Sabrina and give him an ass whipping, all right? I would like to see it because I'm sick of it. I don't know what the heck is going on with these daggone characters, but I don't like it. You know, at one point in time, besides Zach making a change or whatever the case may be, we did have Preston that was a decent guy. Now he acting like he damn cuckoo for Cocoa Pups. What you call it, Aaron, he could be annoying or whatever the case may be. And then he just got extra annoying and extra hard-headed and extra Mr. Know-It-All. And now we go into Robin, who, yeah, he could be conceited and uppity at times or whatever the case may be. But he was not being downright disrespectful and nasty the way he is now. You know, we always knew Hayden was trash. We always knew Gary was trash. We always knew Q was trash, okay? And I'm tired of it. I want the trash taken out, okay? Because that's what we do with trash. We throw it the hell out and we let the damn dumpster trucks come and get it and take it so to be never seen again, okay? We don't hold on to trash and keep it around forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And I'm tired of it, y'all. I'm tired of it. I don't know how much more I can take. But now that I got that little rant out, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this episode, okay? So, child, we start out with Andy. She over here looking over at, Robin office trying to figure out what's going on. It is not just him and, Gary in the office by themselves, which is what I was originally thinking. We do have some other guys in there that are supposedly, potential investors. And we find out none other than Hayden Raggedy behind is the ones that basically brought them in. He hooked this up. He looking at her like, oh, you see the meeting going on, right? You know what they talking about, right? Well, right now it's business, but you know what it could potentially end up being talked about. And of course, I'm the one that hooked this up and set this up and brung all of them in here. So she was like, you set this up? And he talking about something maybe. And she was like, what did you do? So he was like, yeah, wouldn't you like to know? He was like, a client of his is looking for a hedge fund, and he thought of course, Gary. And then he recommended Gary to the boss in the firm. So he was like, it's basically his best interest at heart. So she's like, what exactly happened to you? Like, seriously. And I don't know why she always bother asking him this. So then he talking about, she was telling him that he wouldn't know what was coming to him. She would get at him, and he was like, come on, is it going to be worse than when, Zach kicked my behind? She told him it could be far more worse, okay? She said, is it going to be worse than when, Fatima and had her crew kick my behind? She said, well, I'm talking about legally. He said, oh, now you want to say legally. She said, yes, legally, okay? Legally, all right? I will get your behind. And so he was basically like, oh, yeah, how very nice and caveat of you. He going to tell her, are you threatening me now? Is that a threat? She was like, no, that's a promise. So he basically was like, I forgot that you like to hide your hood rat. And she was like, I got your damn hood rat, okay? So he talking about something, I bet you do. So she calls him a raggedy little bitch. And I said, yes, Andy, that's exactly what you need to damn call him. So he basically was like, well, anyway, he came and told me about it right after y'all hooked up. And she was like, wait, he told you that? And he was like, oh, absolutely. And I don't know why you acting damn surprised, Andy. See, this is where you lose me at, girl, because you set yourself up and put yourself into these situations. Why would you go back and sleep with damn Gary, okay? And I'm not going to go through that whole rabbit hole and repeat that again because I've already said that before. After you seen that this man was ready to literally sue you, kick you out, take all your stuff right back that he gave you, and he was only giving it to you to begin with because he thought it was going to make you stay stuck with him. You know what I'm saying? And so why would any of this surprise you after all the different things he's done? Nothing shouldn't surprise you no more. Everything should be like expect the unexpected, so that anything he throws your way, you already seen it coming, you bobbing and you weaving and you getting out the way, girl, okay? That is where we should be at this point. And so basically, of course, Hayden trying to stay in here and gloat. And she was like, well, maybe if someone was hooking up with you, then you wouldn't stay in my damn business and be such a little insecure, creepy ass little man. And so he talking about some, oh, well, I know that you like to hook up. And she was like, no, you don't know anything about me. And he was like, well, Gary's the one that's sitting here and playing stupid with you or whatever when you was really just trying to play him. And she was like, oh, so you wish somebody was playing you. That's what this is so, that's why you so mad. So he was like, well, I'm sure after Gary get up out of there, then Robin gonna know you was playing him too. And so she was like, go to hell, Hayden. Now, mind you, she's sitting here doing all this arguing back and forth with him when Miss Fatima only had to walk over and give that one look, honey, okay, that your mama used to give you. And he already know what time it is, and he know not to stand there and argue with Fatima. So he basically ends up walking away. And she was like, girl, why was you standing here still talking to him? What is going on? And so she basically was like, I don't know, but I got bigger fish to fry, more important things going on. I need to get in there and be able to talk to Robin. I got some serious stuff that's going down or whatever, and it's very important. But she lets her know, like, Hayden did set up this appointment, so this meeting. So she was like, really? She was like, yeah. She was like, I don't know why he's doing all this. And she was like, you know why he's doing all of this? Because he just likes to be in the midst of shit. He think the shit is funny or whatever the case may be. Now you wonder why, I wanted his ass dead. So Andy over here still being nice, like, oh no, that's going too far. We ain't gonna talk about nothing like that. Well, anyway, she gets into it with her about how, Hayden is saying that he wanted Robin to meet them or whatever, that they could bring all this different, type of money and hedge funds and this and that. She said, well, I thought Robin was supposed to be in London. So, honey, they took the words out of my mouth, because isn't that what I said in my last daggone review? So at first, when she was saying that, she wanted to get in and talk to him, she was like, no, Fatima has said, girl, I bet you do. She was like, no, it's not even like that. I actually got something else that's going on, and it's really important. So she was like, I wish this meeting, would be over so I could go ahead and get up in there. So she was asking Fatima if she good, and Fatima was like, yeah, I'm good, girl. She basically starts to tell Andy, like, Karen mom, well, she didn't even get to say Karen mom. She just said he's going to Karen's tonight, okay, talking about Zach. So she was like, oh, really? She was like, well, you do know that Karen don't need to get stressed. But that's when she said, well, this is something where her mom is actually the one that invited him over there, okay? Apparently, she invited him and Aaron. So at first, Andy's like, oh, okay. She was like, wow, okay. She was like, yeah, that actually would be good. That probably would nip all of this in the bud, make a lot of changes, bring everything, to get everybody under control. She was like, that's a good idea then, because Miss Lisa don't play, honey, okay? She was like, she's straight direct and to the point. And so Fatima was like, that's exactly what Zach says. She was like, yeah, and she's always fair. So she was like, is she, Andy? She was like, yes. She said, this is going to be great. This is going to be a different perspective. She's going to get everything in order. She's going to straighten them all out. Trust me. So she was like, oh, okay, then cool. She was like, well, she had wanted me there too. Okay, I had got invited too. And she was like, girl, no. Okay, that part I don't agree with. So forget everything I said. You do not need to go there. Do not go. She was like, oh no, girl, I wasn't going anyway. All right, that wasn't happening. So she was like, good. I'm glad we on the same page with that. All right. So I had to start laughing. She was just like, no, you stay the hell up out of it. Right. So basically, she's still worrying and she's still waiting for, Gary to bring his raggedy behind out, trying to figure out why they talking so long. Now, as the meeting ends, Hayden coming telling the guys he gonna walk all of them out or whatever, and Gary's like he'll be there in a minute, and so he over here telling Robin he want to talk to him, and Robin is like, okay, I figured that, what I'm saying, I was waiting for you to come through and say whatever the hell, what I'm saying, you gotta say, because he was like, it looks like we gonna be working together, and Robin was like, yeah, it looks that way. So he basically was like, we got a little situation that we got to go ahead and get out. So Robin was like, okay, go ahead, I'm listening. So he gonna talk about some, telling Robin to have a seat in his own damn office. And Robin was like, nah, I'm good, I could stand. He want to talk about something. So you know what this is about. Robin is basically like Andy. So he was like, well, what are you still standing for? You want to show me how tall you are? And Robin just starts laughing at that and was like, excuse me. So he's like, nothing. He was like, well, anyway, basically, I want you to know that I know all about you. And so Robin is like, okay, good for you. Like, okay. And then he's like, and I know that you had sex with her. He's like, are you going to say something? Like, he was like, I'm here and I'm listening to you. Like, go ahead. What else you got to say besides that? So he's like, well, I love her and she loves me. And he's like, oh, is that so? So, Gary's like, yes. He was like, don't do that. And he was like, do what? So Gary over here talking about, look, I know that she works here and you're her boss and all of that good stuff, but I would hate for you too. And Robin is like, you would hate for what exactly? I'm confused. What was you about to say? So Gary basically was like, okay, Robin, I know her. I know what she likes. And I know that, she'll be interested in something for a while. And he was like, oh, like you. And so he was like, look, everything is about to change or whatever the case may be. And Robin is like, okay, I see. So he says, so I would appreciate you if you would respect the boundaries. And Robin was like, I don't see no ring on her finger. Okay, rings on fingers represent boundaries, all right, but that ain't there. So Gary telling him, well, it'll be back on soon. He said, well, until then, okay, you can excuse your damn self, all right. And I was always like loving the way Robin would cut people down, and I love the way he was cutting, Gary down in this moment. But honey, the child later, he pisses me off. So he told him, like, look, as long as we're going to be doing business or whatever the case may be with this client, I suggest that we do everything through Hayden. And Gary was like, I totally agree. He was like, wonderful, then we have an understanding, and goodbye, good riddance, skip to my loop. And so Gary got had to leave, right? Now, Robin had also told him it wouldn't be wise for him to threaten him or whatever. So now in the meantime, you still got Andy calling and checking in with, Danny. You got Danny over here stressed the hell out, worried about getting her damn girl out of here, okay? And Andy is still telling her, like, he's still in the office. I still can't interrupt him. He's still in this meeting. I'm waiting to talk to him or whatever, right? And then we got to see Q raggedy damn behind. I'm tired of all these raggedy people, child. I'm telling you, it got to be one or the other. Cannot be all of them. He over here trying to make small talk with damn Danny, and I just cannot wait for her to realize that he is the same person in connection with everything that's happening with Sabrina and them, because I know Danny would have him up and out of there in 2 damn seconds if she knew who the hell she was standing there talking to. And so he over here swearing that he making damn small talk and stuff like that, and she telling him how, oh, don't worry about it, they gonna train you. And he was like, oh, are you gonna be the one to train me? And she was like, I could be, She telling him certain things on the form, like, oh, don't worry about that. She was like, it's asking you if you're trained in CPR, can you resuscitate a body and stuff like that. And so he's like, nope, I haven't. And she was like, right, that's why I told you that they're going to train you and don't worry about it. So when she looked down, she noticed in the damn ankle bracelet, and she's like, yeah, looks like you got some other issues you need to be worried about, like that bracelet around your ankle, because he's steadily trying to act like he want to damn flirt. And she basically like scrub, and he was like, you calling me a scrub? And she was like, no, 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 I'm thinking it. He was like, yeah, well, you said it. And she's like, okay, well, you know what I'm saying, like, child, if you, what you are, then take it. But, you know, she says that she's trained and she's in the top of her class. And she was like, you know, you giving me all the cues by that damn, you know, jewelry around your ankle. So he's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And she was like, I didn't know people could work here that was ex-cons or whatever. She was like, ain't you a flight risk or something like that? So he gonna talk about how they got this program there and that's how he got in. So she was like, and what did you do? He talking about nothing major. She was like, oh no, all felonies are major. So she already know that he's been in for something and he got something going on, where she ain't really trusting him and trying to be around him, which is a good thing. But I can't wait for her to actually find out all the rest of the story that come along with it, okay? So now he's basically still, you know, asking like where the guy went or whatever. And he was like, she was like, I don't know. She was like, he could be anywhere. He be taking, you know, breaks and going anywhere he wants to. So he over here telling Danny how she's so funny or whatever the case may be. And Danny was like, are you high? He's like, no. She was like, I could smell it on you. He was like, they drug test. She was like, yeah, they sure do. So you gonna be in trouble. You ain't gonna be lasting too long here, right? You not gonna make it. Whatever, who gives a damn? Because I really don't, okay? That's basically what was happening with Q. Now, in the meantime, she's just like, listen, I'm trying to work. I don't want to talk to you, whatever. Now, Gary coming over here inside of the damn, you know, Andy office, all smiles or whatever, in this super good mood, asking can he see her later. You know, she's asking him how his day was. Oh, it was great. You know, she's like, oh, really great. That good, huh? So he over here want to be asking him if he could basically be able to see her tonight or whatever. Because now in damn, you know, Gary mind, everything is just honky-dory. They back together. You know, we right back in the damn circle where we always go. Ring around the rosy, right? Merry go round, go round, go round, go round. We go. That's just what it is with Gary. So then he's like, can he call her later? He was like, you know, I told you I would catch up. And she says, yeah, I could do that. So he's like, all right, see you later. So when he's walking out, Fatima's coming in and she like, what the hell was that? Because he all smiles and then Fatima face or whatever. And she was like, what's going on here? And, you know, Andy was like, I don't know. He seems to be in a super great mood or whatever. So she was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah. She was like, but since he's in such the great mood, you know, I need to hurry up and run in here and talk to Robin or whatever. And she was like, do you think that's a good idea? You know, that you should be doing that right now. And then, you know, Fatima was saying like, I don't trust it with him being all friendly like that or whatever, right? And Andy was like, yeah, you probably right about it. So she got had to go in there with daggone, you know, Robin, and Fatima was saying to her, like, you brave. So she walked into Robin's office or whatever, you know, she knocked at the door. And he was like, come in. And she basically was like, you know, hey, how you doing? She was like, oh, you didn't even call me. You ain't tell me you was coming back from London. Oh, I didn't know. I had to tell you, you know, because she was like, how you? He was like, I'm good. So she was like, oh, well, you know, okay, no problem. She was like, no, you right. You actually don't have to tell me. So she was like, well, because he told her, you know, he just had to stop in. So she was like, well, you know, actually I had a situation going on or whatever. I wanted to ask you a favor. You know, I got a friend that's in a situation or whatever. So he gonna be like, oh, another one. He was like, it's always something with you. So she like, excuse me, because he kind of laughed at it when she said, I have a friend that helps, you know, that needs help. So he was like, a friend? She was like, yeah, she may have gotten arrested. She was like, I can't make no headway. So I was trying to see if maybe you could find some info or whatever the case may be. So he basically was like, yeah, and started laughing. He was like, you sure do ask for a lot of favors. So she was like, excuse me? Excuse me. So he was like, you asked for help with Fatima. You asked for help with Zach. Now you here asking for help with another friend. What did she do? So she was like, well, she's being accused in this daggone, you know, robbery or whatever the case may be, because she was like, she didn't do anything. She was like, well, she did something. He says, well, she did something because she got arrested. And she said, well, I'm getting to that. She was like, apparently there's a witness saying that she was a part of a bank robbery. So then he starts laughing even loud, you know, louder and harder. So he was like, wow. So she was like, wow, what? So he was like, I had you all wrong. She was like, huh? I don't understand. What do you mean by that? He gonna talk about something. you know, I thought you was particular. I thought you was a good girl. I thought you watched who you was around and you was just a good person that liked to have a good time. But now I'm seeing all these different people and a certain quality of men that you're into. And he was like, you know, I heard about you and the janitor. You know what I'm saying? Is that true? Because she was like, I'm not sure what you getting at right now. And he was like, weren't you sleeping with the janitor here? What was his name? Paris or something? I heard you had sex with him. Somebody told me you had sex with him. So she was like, well, who the hell told you that? She was like, who could tell you something like that, or whatever the case may be. And he basically talking about some, you know, you have a reputation, Andy, and to be a little honest, I'm embarrassed that I even, you know what I'm saying, got into it with you without knowing all of this before. And so she was like, are you serious? He was like, yeah, I'm serious. He was like, I want us to be good, so is there anything you need to tell me? So she was like, tell you like what? Such as, he gonna talk about some damn, well, shit, I mean, it's a little late to ask now, but do you have any sexually transmitted diseases? I said, excuse you, Robin? Excuse you, damn Robin? Are you freaking kidding me? Because wasn't you the one out here doing damn threesomes and trying to get people in with threesomes and traveling all over the world, sleeping with God knows who, probably in state to state and country to country? How we know what protection and you know, protection you use or don't use? How we know what diseases you have or don't have? And you're right, that should have been having a conversation about that from the very damn beginning, okay? Whether she would have been sleeping with a janitor or not, one has nothing to do with the other. Like, how dare you? And Andy was being too freaking nice for me, child, because I don't give a damn boss or not. I would have read his ass up, down, in, out, left, and right, okay? If you could be disrespectful to me, I could be disrespectful to you. And if you would have tried to fire my ass behind it, I would have took your ass up on a damn lawsuit. How dare you? That shit really made my damn blood boil, y'all. Seriously. But anyway, she basically was like, I get an exam twice a year. The fact that she even answered that damn question, and he gonna be like, not the time of the year when. She was like, I had my last exam 3 months ago and I'm very much clean. I don't have nothing. So she was like, and you? He gonna talk about what? As if he was appalled that she was asking the damn question back. And he basically was like, he was clean. His status is good. He don't got nothing at all. She was like, okay, good. So she basically getting up to leave or whatever, because of course at this point her damn feelings is hurt. She feels violated and disrespected, as she should. And she was like, you know, because he had told her he wasn't going to be able to help her with her friend. She was like, okay, fine, thank you anyway. He going to stop her again and basically be like, you was slacking on that last case. You could have did a better job. And he's like, excuse me? And she was like, yes, boss, I will do it better and make sure that I do my job the right way, and basically walked out. And he was like, you know, thank you. So I say, yeah, no. Okay, no, Andy. No, 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 no. That's a no-go. I'm sorry. Robin, you played yourself. I get you mad and you in your feelings behind Gary coming in there into your office, which he had no damn business doing, and you should have checked him, and then you should have let Andy know what was going on. But all that other extra shit, that was freaking ridiculous. So in the meantime, of course, these two little rat boys, okay, Gary and Hayden, is meeting in the side damn corner talking. And Hayden ends up telling Gary what he did as far as telling him about Paris. And he's like, who the hell told you to do that? He was like, now you took it too far. You gonna basically mess it up for me. And she's gonna think that that was me that did that when I just was getting on her good side. So Hayden was like, wait, you really like this chick. You really are trying to get her back. He was like, I thought maybe you was just trying to get to sleep with her one more time. He don't know how damn crazy Gary is. And Gary apparently don't know how damn crazy he is. And they both just as crazy as the other, okay? So, you know, in the meantime, their big plan is supposed to be to take the company underground, steal money from him, make him go bankrupt and all of this. So now Gary wants to basically take this whole company over, okay, and make it go under, I should say. All because of the fact that freaking Andy slept with Robin. That's your big plan, to bankrupt his ass. So in the meantime, Hayden with his dumb ass, you would be out of a job, Andy would be out of a job, and everybody else there would be out of a job. But this is the plan that you're going to sit here and help him with. When I say this is dumb and damn dumber. So anyway, he's like, yeah, I talked to him, and Hayden is saying, what did he say? And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. I got it under control. So you know, Hayden being all happy. Did I tell you what I did? I sent the email letting him know about Andy in Paris. And he was like, why the hell would you do that? He was like, nobody told you to do that, dummy. You literally going against what I'm trying to accomplish here. So Hayden talking about, I'm sorry, my bad. I slipped up on that part, but we still got all the other parts together and we still doing what we got to do and we going to handle it and boo hoo 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 hoo. Okay. And so Gary talking about how this is the perfect plan. I said, but where is it perfect at, boo? Because I'm not seeing it. So he was like, Dag, you really do like her and really do want her back or whatever. Right now, at the same time, Hayden is like, well, do you got me as far as my part? Because I've been doing what, you know what I'm saying, I said I was going to do, or you going to do what you supposed to do with Zach. So he was like, yeah, I got you. He was like, but I'm confused. I still don't know why you going so hard with this Zach or whatever, right? So he talking about something. It ain't even about Zach or whatever. He was like, it's more so about Fatima and that ass. So he like, look, I get it. You liked her. She had a nice ass or whatever. But he was like, obviously she don't want you. So why the hell are you still going at her so hard? Like, have you even ever had a damn relationship with her? He gonna talk about some, oh yeah, well it was only one time or whatever the case may be. But, you know, it's a time that he would never forget. It was something there and she wanted him and all this other stuff. So Gary like, really, you sure about that? And he's like, yeah. So I say, yeah, okay, Hayden, you got a whole damn imaginary damn situation and relationship going in your damn head with Fatima. So like I said, dumb and dumber, crazier and crazier, okay? So he's saying that they got to figure out how they're going to cross him up or whatever the case may be and make all this happen. He was like, you know, he going to be taking advice for you and all this other stuff. So here it is. You know, Gary was saying he wasn't going to just mess up that brother for no reason. And Hayden is like, wait, so now you got damn morals? Like, come on, let's keep it one way or the other. We can't play both. So he says, well, this is about getting Robin out of the damn office and out of the company, right? And so Gary gonna talk about if that happens, then that's great. He was like, yeah, it will also be great if my friend could help me with the Zach situation. So, you know, like I said, he said he will. So they can't even really completely depend on each other, child, because they both still have their own interior motives. And Gary even turns and says to Hayden, you acting like a crazy dude. And Hayden gonna talk about, I'm just keeping it real with you. He was like, to be honest, it's not even really about Zach. And then that's when he started talking about, you know, Fatima. And Gary's still just like, child, you nuttier than a damn fruitcake, okay? Which is so freaking ironic coming from him. Now, in the meantime, you know, Karen mama over here, you know, Aaron done got there early or whatever. Karen was telling her mother she a little nervous and scared about this situation, and it took a lot out of her. And she like, that's okay. You know, Aaron get there early and he's saying he nervous, and Karen is like, you're not the only one. So Karen mama was like, yeah, well, we gonna calm it all down because I'm the one that's gonna be in control of everything. And she was like, as a matter of fact, I'm about to sit and pour me a drink. Okay, do you want one? So he was like, no. And she was like, oh, that's right, you missed the preacher guy. She said, well, explain something to me. How you having sex but you can't drink? He was like, excuse me. She was like, oh, okay. Of course, Karen over here like, mom, you know, everything she say. So Karen had told him that she got letters for both him and Zach or whatever. Now, in the meantime, mama over here talking about, you know, you ain't a bad looking dude, okay? You a little cute there. Not bad on the eye at all, if I may so myself. She was like, but you are a little too old for me, okay? My cut-off limit is 32. I said, not 32, mama, not 32, boo. Okay, so, you know, Aaron was just kind of laughing at it or whatever the case may be. And Zach ends up coming and knocking at the door or whatever. And she says she gonna get it. And she let him in. And she basically was, you know, telling Zach to make a plate. Zach want to talk about something. He not hungry, okay? Excuse me. Well, before that even happened, actually, let me just say this, you know. Fatima ends up sitting down with Andy in the office, and she's like, well, so what did Robin say? So she was like, girl, you know, he's not going to help me. She was like, what do you mean? What happened? She was like, yeah, I can't get no help from anybody. I can't get any information letting her know the whole Sabrina situation, that there's no way that she could have done this. And she was like, you know, apparently, you know, telling her about the witness and all that says she was involved with the bank, but she knows she wasn't. So she basically was like, wait a minute, girl. She was like, you got to be freaking kidding me. And she's like, no, I'm not. I wish I was. Now, of course, Danny calls in between this too, you know, still looking and freaking pulling her damn hair out, worried about Sabrina. So she's letting her know, like, I can't get help for Robin because Robin just disrespected me so bad up in that office, girl, the way he spoke to me, and then the tears just start rolling down. She was like, I feel so ill and sick right now. She said, obviously, somebody, okay, told him about daggone Paris and the fact that I had slept with him and he was just throwing it in my face. So she gonna ask again a dumbass question. Oh, Fatima, do you think it could have been Gary? And Fatima's like, hell yeah, I think he could have did something like that, right? She was like, he was so nasty to me. So Fatima's like, what? And she was like, yeah. She was like, so I definitely cannot ask him nothing. He was asking me about my sexual history, exams, STDs, the whole damn yard, girl. So she was like, oh no, Andy, oh hell no. She was like, I never seen him look at me that way. He was looking at me like he was so disgusted by me or whatever. So she was like, I don't understand where all of this is coming from or whatever. That's what Fatima said to her. And she was like, I don't know. She was like, somebody told him that I was with Paris. I said, girl, who the hell is it? Because it's only going to be either Gary or damn Hayden. It ain't that hard to put together. So of course, Fatima was like, hell yeah, I think he could have done it. But she was like, right now I need to focus, I should say, on, the situation with Sabrina or whatever, right? So basically, Fatima tells her, look, my cousin handles stuff like this, all right? We're going to go back to the house. We're going to let you talk to her and see if she can help you out or whatever the case may be. She was like, come on, let's go. When the phone is ringing and Danny is calling, at first she can't find the phone. She just all disheveled and can't find half her stuff while she trying to get out of there. So she lets Danny know, like, Robin is not going to be a hoe, but, Fatima's going to try to help me. And so and Danny was like, okay, cool. She was like, at this point, I need a damn drink, so I got to call up somebody and find somebody that could pay for some damn drinks for me or whatever, right? So Danny ends up calling up Mr. Airport Man and basically was asking him if they could meet up. And she's like, yeah, bring your wallet and be ready to pay for these drinks, and tells him where to meet her at. And he's like, oh, you funny, I got to pay. So he tells her he going to go take a shower first and he'll meet her at the place. She like, okay, cool. Now, in the meantime, Andy and Fatima go ahead and drive back to, Fatima place. And Deja raggedy behind waiting outside. I don't care for her either. And Fatima ends up giving her this envelope. And, Andy and, Deja meet or whatever. And she's like, what is this, a subpoena? She like, girl, you lucky I didn't sue you. But then gonna talk about, oh, no, I just want to apologize to you. So Fatima's like, no, if it was a subpoena, you would know, girl. She was like, that's basically a story I printed out for you. I want to know what the hell the story said. But she basically was like, yeah, you should go ahead and read that. And they go in the house. So when they go in the house, Zach was on his way to leave, of course, to go over to Karen's. And he basically was like, what's going on here? And she was like, nothing, she just wanted to come back. We needed to talk about something for a minute. Like, go ahead, you have a good night. And they all kissy, 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 poo. Okay, you know how they do. And he basically was like, so you a part of the sister circle now? And she was like, I'm a part of Andy's circle, okay? And we got some stuff we got to deal with. So once he leave, she was like, don't worry about it, girl. My cousin gonna have us or whatever the case may be. She gonna take care of you. She was like, but she do be expensive, okay? Being as though it's family, though, I could probably get a family discount. And Andy is telling her, don't worry, money is no object. And she was like, okay, girl, that's good. She said, but it may not be money. It may be where she wants you to do some, one or two favors back for her, okay, for the favor that she do for you. But at this point, Andy not worried about none of that. She just wants Sabrina to be able to get out. And so they say they not going to focus on, Robin, because she was about to bring him up again. And she was like, we going to focus on this drinks, and we going to focus on, waiting on my cousin to get here so we could get these things taken care of, right? And so basically, that's what they decide to sit there and do. She was like, don't even talk about Robin. Don't bring him into this and bring that energy into this and all of that, right? So I do be appreciating, how Fatima's there for Andy and Andy is there for her. I actually like their relationship together as well. And then Fatima friend even comes. I think that was Angela, if I'm not mistaken, and she gets to meet her as well. So I like how, they incorporated that part into it, right? And she was given, Fatima the breakdown of Sabrina's situation and Maurice with the damn Q and all of that. So she was like, girl, that sounds like a whole hot ass mess. And they fell for that. And she was like, yeah, they did. She was like, girl, start drinking. Okay, throw it back, throw it back, throw it back. All right. Everything is going to be just fine. Now, in the meantime, you know, back at Karen's, of course, Zach had got there. He was trying to turn down the food at first and say he wasn't hungry. She was like, no, your ass gonna eat, okay? And she told Aaron to get up and that he gonna eat too. And she told Karen she gonna make her plate. So Zach is just basically like, yes, ma'am, okay? Because she was like, you know, I wish your girl would have came or whatever. He said, well, no, not this time, but maybe the next time, right? So him and, you know, Aaron, they all called you. They do say hi, what's going on, man, or whatever the case may be. You know, of course, Zach don't want to give him no pound or nothing. And so, you know, Karen just sitting there at the table like, Zach, you know, I can't wait for all this to be over with. I hope that this really does end the whole situation. But, you know, basically they just got had to get ready to start getting up and getting something to eat, and she's saying she want to work all this out. She want everything to be said in front of everybody. You know, I'm just being me, I'm keeping it real, let's get this shit over with because I'm tired of it. And you know, that's that on that. So I do appreciate Mama Lisa, you know, coming through and keeping it real, because we all tired, Mama Lisa, okay? You ain't by yourself. We are all tired with this one. At this point they both say yes ma'am, and they both got ahead to get those damn plates. So in the meantime, you know, Fatima, of course, like I said, introduces her to her friend, and she's like, oh, we hugging. And she was like, you know, basically saying that she work upstairs and she be seeing her around the building. So she was like, you know, is some of this for me, and ready to get in on, you know, the glass of wine too, okay? And basically she started asking about, you know, are they hiring for any other people up there, whatever, okay? Are there any openings going on? And Fatima's like, girl, no, we don't, okay? So she's like, well, if anything opens up, you know, let me know. And she was like, I sure will. She talking about, because I work with all them white folks and they make me itch. I was like, yo, she's stupid, you know. So not too long after that, we hear the door open and close, and Fatima's like, she's here. There she is, baby, of course. And of course, we got Miss Madam, all right, coming through from All the Queen's Men. This is the cousin, honey. So what Madam gonna do? What Madam gonna do, baby? Okay, I'm ready for it. Let's see what she gonna be bringing to the table. Who she gonna be knocking the heck up out of here, all right? I'm all here for it, because we need something else to happen, y'all, because I's tired, okay? I's real tired. But y'all put it in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about this episode, what y'all think is going to be going down, honey. Let's discuss, okay? Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. All right, y'all. Until next time. Toodaloo.